welcome back to my channel. It's Official Lee. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. On my channel, I talk about nursing, beauty, and lifestyle. So if you're interested in any of those topics, go ahead and join the fam by hitting the subscribe button and stay tuned for weekly content. So let's get right into this video, you guys. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 essential tips that you need to know in order to take effective notes in nursing school. You always want to keep in mind to study smarter, not harder. So if you're interested to know the 5 essential tips that I'm going to be sharing with you all to take effective notes in nursing school, then just keep watching. Y'all, so let me be completely honest. I've struggled with taking notes in nursing school. When I was in nursing school, it was hard for me to keep up with listening to the lectures and taking notes at the same time. So I can relate to those who struggle with taking notes, effective notes in nursing school in order to pass their exams. But with the right note-taking strategies, you can stay organized and retain more information. So let's get into these tips on effectively taking notes in nursing school. Tip number 1, you want to record lectures. You guys, recording lectures really helps me in nursing school. It just really helped me in nursing school, and I really want to stress how important recording lectures could also help you. It's important to record lectures because there may be professors that speak fast, or there may be professors who just go over their PowerPoints fast. So when you record the lectures, you will have it for later on when you want to study and when you want to take notes at your own pace. So that's why it's really important to record the lecture. You may also miss key details when your professor is lecturing you in class. So when you go back and listen to the recorded lectures that you have, you pick up on the key details that you may have missed when you were in class. There are also apps that you can download to record lectures. I used voice memos when I was in nursing school to record lectures. So you can use voice memos, Notability, Otter. Those are some other apps that I researched that is also good for recording lectures. But I personally use voice memos. And, you know, if you feel like it's time consuming when listening to the lectures at a later time, maybe you can like speed it up. I don't know if you can speed up in voice memo app, but sometimes you can like put it on 1.5 speed to like speed up the lecture so that you're not sitting for 3 hours listening to a recorded lecture again. You could probably speed up the recording by like a 1.5 speed or 2.0 speed, just so that you listen to it at a faster pace. Rather than it taking forever to listen to a lecture. So just keep that in mind. And tip number 2, you want to use the 2-column note-taking method. The 2-column note-taking method. I'm going to show you guys with this piece of paper that I have right here. So you want to fold your paper in half. This is the full paper here. You want to fold it in half, hot dog style. So now you have it 2 columns. So you have your 2 columns now. So on the left side, you want to write down your key points, questions, and concepts. And then on the right side, you want to write down your detailed explanations and examples. This will make it easier when it comes to studying for exams. It'll also make it easier for you to quiz yourself. So left side is going to be the key points, the questions, and the concepts. Right side, you can put your explanations and examples. And then when it comes to quizzing yourself, it'll make things a little bit easier for you. So this is the 2-column method note-taking strategy. Sometimes having everything on one layout helps you study better because everything is just formatted, you know, on one, like I said, one layout, rather than having to turn through multiple pages. This is a more effective way of retaining information, more effective way to reinforce learning when you see everything laid out on one view, as opposed to having to flip through pages of notes when you're studying. Tip number 3 when it comes to taking effective notes in nursing school is to summarize in your own words. Summarize the lectures that your professors are teaching you in your own words. That also helps with better retaining information. You want to avoid copying the slides verbatim because that can also be time consuming trying to copy everything word for word. And your professor is most likely not going to wait for you to copy everything word for word. So you're going to miss some things when they move on to the next slide or the next topic. Instead, you want to rephrase the topics in a way that you will understand better instead of copying everything word for word. Let me see if I can think of an example for you all. So like for example, instead of writing beta blockers, like the technical terms of what beta blockers do, right? So like beta blockers reduce blood pressure by blocking epinephrine. That may be something that's said on the lecture. In your own words, you can simply say, beta blockers slow the heart rate, which essentially lowers the blood pressure. So those are like layman terms that you and I can understand better and also retain that better. I know that beta blockers, the common purpose of it is to lower the heart rate. Simple, which essentially will also lower your blood pressure. Instead of using like blocking epinephrine and all those big words, you rather break it down into simpler terms that you will understand when taking notes. Tip number 4, you want to color code and use visual aids. When we talk about color coding, we're talking about highlighters. You want to purchase different color highlighters. Yep, the highlighters will be your best friend. You want to have different color highlighters to now highlight important details in your notes. Whatever your teacher says not to miss when it comes to, taking exams, you want to highlight that. If they say this is going to come up again later on, you want to highlight that specific information that they quoted will come up again. And using either colored highlighters or colored pens, for example, the way you want to differentiate, using them in your notes would be like, you could use the color yellow for definitions. Highlight your definitions in yellow. Highlight your medications in blue. And in pink, you can highlight key signs and symptoms, right? So you want things to be color coordinated. That also stands out in your brain, with remembering and retaining information. And for the visuals, you can do quick sketches, you can draw charts, you can do mnemonics, whatever's gonna help you best. And tip number 5, you want to review and rewrite key points. I was a pro at rewriting key points because the more I wrote something over and over again, I would retain the information better. So reviewing and rewriting key points is very important when it comes to effective notes, writing effective notes. And I would say after class, it's important to review your notes right away. Like after all your classes are over in one day, that same day, review all your notes within 24 hours. That helps better with memory. Remembering information. Reviewing your notes within 24 hours helps solidify memory. That's something that I practiced in nursing school and it really helped me. You can also rewrite your notes on flashcards. I know flashcards was also big in nursing school when I was in nursing school. Rewrite your notes on flashcards, especially when it comes to medications. Medications, use flashcards. Name on one side, flip it over, and talk about everything else on the other side when it comes to that particular medication. So flashcards were very helpful with note-taking. Concept maps. We used concept maps in nursing school, and that just laid out everything better to easily study and review. So concept maps were also very helpful when it came to taking notes in nursing school. I I personally would print out concept maps, the blank ones. I would print out blank concept maps and then, you know, use it to take notes and study in nursing school. It's also, it also makes you see everything better, like easy revision when you use concept maps. Also, when you're studying, you want to use the recall method and actively do practice questions. Actively do practice questions instead of just reading your notes over and over and over again to memorize. In nursing school, it is best for you to do practice questions to now test your knowledge on what you have studied in your notes. So active recall and doing practice questions will also help you to know whether your note-taking strategies were effective or not. They will also help you know what you understand better versus what you need to work on when it comes to studying. Okay, so those are all the tips I have when it comes to effective note-taking strategies in nursing school. Let's just do a quick recap. Number 1 is to record lectures. Number 2 was to use the 2-column note-taking method. Tip number 3 was to summarize your notes in your own words. Tip number 4 was to color code and use visual aids. And tip number 5 was to review and rewrite key points. If you found these tips helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you are interested in more nursing content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and comment down below, what is your favorite note-taking strategy? All right, you guys, those are all the tips I have for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.